said you could write your wife a bill of divorcement because of the hardness of your heart, Jesus said. But from the beginning it was not so to be. For God has ordained that a man and a woman become one, and that they become one in the flesh. Let no man or anything put asunder. Now, if you put away your wife in divorcement, except for the cause of fornication, you cause her to commit adultery. So, it's not good to put your wife away, except for that cause, but that gives you no excuse to remarry. For as long as your wife, your spouse, is alive, and you marry another, you are an adulterer. And no adulterer or adulteresses will enter into the kingdom of heaven. But Lord, didn't I teach Sunday school? Didn't I preach? Didn't I do this and do that? Well, your husband is not your first. And you've been married 3 times, and they're all alive. So the one that you're with is not your real husband, but an adulterer like yourself. So when you go to church and you have second husbands, second wives, third wives, so forth, these are illegitimate marriages, and God does not honor that. In fact, He rejects it. You cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. So what happens if you've been married twice? What do? And your former spouse is still living. You live separately. That's how you live. That's how you can repent. You gotta turn around and disband. Break it off. Or you will be cast into hell. Jesus said it's better to be thrown into, is it better to enter into the kingdom of heaven maimed? You know, if your eye offends you, pluck it out. If your hand offends you, cut it off. It's better to enter into the kingdom of heaven maimed than to have your full entire body cast into the lake of fire, wouldn't you say? So it's best to follow the commandments of God. Paul writes it's best that a man not marry, when you put it all in a nutshell. But if you cannot contain, then marry, but only once. You get one wife or one husband, that's it. So deal with that. You may be adjoined to a whore, or you may be adjoined to a devil. These are serious things. You will have trouble in the flesh, that's for sure, if you marry another while your former spouse is still living. You will have trouble in the flesh like no other, and you will have no forgiveness of sins. You cannot continue in sin and be forgiven of it. To repent is to turn away, turn around, break off, like that.